Hi YouTube, Linnea here. I was going to show you a few of my divination tools, if I can say the word, and talk to you a little bit about a special, that's a little loud, just a second, about a special board I have that I use and how I use it. Well, let me go ahead and get all that out right quick. It's still morning, so the first thing I have on top of this is my box. I have a divination box that I keep all of my divination tools in. So the first thing on top here, I'm trying to make it so you can see a little better, is called a tree oracle. And I bought these. You're going to laugh at the reason I bought them, but I'll show you the reason I bought them. They're a beautiful set to begin with. Just that alone is reason enough to buy them, but I usually have it on top. Anyway, look at this set of cards. They're just beautiful. Walnut, aspen, and they name the trees, and they give you lots of, they have a nice book, nice big book, good and thick, that explains it all. They're not, I'm going to be honest, they're not particularly easy to read, but I'm going to show you the reason I bought this deck. This is the reason right here. Hazel. Hazel is my mother's name. And this card is just so full of love and light, and I mean, can you see the spirits in the tree? Anyway, that was the card that was showing on the advertisement that I saw, and when I saw the hazel, I went, gotta have one. So I got them. That was the card I saw. Hazel is my mother. And I'm bringing that up because I'm gonna show you how I use my board. And my board, which is beautiful. Now, I keep my board covered. It's just something I do. It doesn't have a goodbye. It doesn't have any of that. I keep it covered. It's just my preference, so I keep it covered with this pretty little doily that I have. And when I'm ready to use it, I uncover it. Now, I'm going to tell you a little about this board. This board came from a gal named Kathleen. I'm not going to pronounce her last name because I'm going to mess it up, but I'm going to try. I think it's Bulliard. Great gal. She made me this. We did a barter. I sent her some spells. She sent me this board. Now I'm going to show it to you. I told you I had an affinity for the Tree of Life. Look at this thing. Isn't this gorgeous? And she did that with a wood burner. And then she put a finish on it. It's so beautiful. And it works so well. There's felt on the back. It's a beautiful board. And I use this board. I use pendulums as well. I have quite a collection of pendulums. This bag is just clear full of different pendulums. I have tons and tons. I have a turquoise pendulum. I have a smoky quartz pendulum. I have this, I want to say ametrine, but I think I'm wrong. It's aventurine. Pretty little star on the end. I have this gorgeous quartz with the leaves going around it. It doesn't want to focus. There we go. It's a pretty one. And then I have a rose quartz. Come on, focus. It's not going to focus for me. Anyway, I have that one. Then I have another quartz. It's a pretty one, and it's got a little tiny quartz on the end. It's a pretty one. And then I have this guy, which is a cool one. Okay, so those are all my pendulums that are pendulums. But what I use the most, and I get the most result with, is my mother's wedding ring. My mother passed away in 2003, and I get the most result with her wedding ring. I literally get more result with her wedding ring than anything, and especially when it comes to speaking with my ancestors. I have a lot of ancestor activity, and this is rose gold. It's a very old wedding ring. I mean, it's a very old ring, and I get a lot of activity with my board and my ring. I ask all kinds of questions. It loves to spin, it loves to go crazy, and it loves to answer all my questions. It's spinning now. It's ready to go. It's powerful. I suggest it highly if you have an ancestor ring, even if it's not a wedding ring, and even if your ancestors haven't passed on, but if you have a ring, say, from your grandmother or even a great-grandmother, or any piece of jewelry, if you have a pin, a brooch, anything, a necklace, you can take the necklace from the chain or use the chain. But if you try that, I think you're going to get some really good results. It's very nice. Anyway, I will put the information for Kathleen's boards in my information bar, so that if you're interested, you can speak with her and get one of these. They're very powerful, very, very, very powerful boards. I am going to drop these back in the bag before something terrible happens right quick. I just dropped one, and I don't want to have a mess on my hand or a problem. I do care about them highly. Okay, so next in my box that I'm willing to show is, sometimes you have so many things you don't remember what you have. Oh, these are my witch's rooms. Now, I made my witch's room, so don't make fun. Don't judge. This is one of them. Anyway, I made them on little stones that I found at the hospital. Not the hospital, the doctor's office after my surgery. Someday I'll tell you all about my big transformation, my big surgery, and all that stuff one of these days. Anyway, I made these, and they're really accurate. They're really good to use. I've used them a few times, and I like them very much. I don't know if you're going to get a focus out of that, but anyway, witch's runes. I recommend them. They're, especially, I think if you make them yourself, they're even more, they even give you a little more oomph if you make them yourself than if you buy them. I'm not putting down buying anything, because we need to support each other as sisters. I'm simply saying when you craft something yourself, I think it has more, if nothing else, more meaning to you. I'm just going to go through these things, and if it's something I don't feel like sharing, then I won't. Oh, this is an antique lens from an eye doctor. I'm going to shine it up a little. It's from an old eye doctor type machine. It sticks out on one side. And I use it for scrying, believe it or not. It works very well. If you put it on a black surface, I have a blood bowl. I put it at the bottom of my bowl. It works very well. So I use that for scrying. It's also great for magnifying if you're blind like me and trying to read your book of shadows in your own handwriting and it's too small. I lay it on my book of shadows, and it helps. Okay, this is the other box I had told you about in a previous video that my sister-in-law made me. This one's for runes. She actually made it for my husband, but and he used to use runes quite often. He was very into divining with runes, but he hasn't been doing that lately, so he's allowing me to use it. Now, it's not mine. He's just allowing me to use it. So my runes are in here, and I'll show you those right quick. Trying to speed this up a little. I don't want it to be long like the 20 questions video. That was so long. And I'm scared to death people are going to get... I don't want to know her that bad. Sometimes fingernails, although pretty and nice, get in the way. I love my nails, though. Don't get me wrong. Don't want to be without them. Okay. So, these are bought from... Lord, I don't know where I bought them from. It's been too many years. But I did buy them. And they're bone. They're made out of bone. And I love them for that reason, because they're not on stone or on tile. I don't particularly care for the ones on tile, but these are all... Let me see if I can just turn some over here, and they're all, of course, facing the blank side. And then I'll just aim the camera down. Oh, maybe in the light. Anyway, yeah, these are really nice, and they're bone, and I love them. And although I used to use them a lot more often than I do, they mean a lot to me. And I have some really good books on runes, and you know, I'm not gonna mention any names, but there are some really I'm trying to think of a very kind word to use. There are some really foo-foo books on runes that will tell you nothing but light and love about them. But runes were not meant to be just happy and pleasant. They're like tarot cards. You get the happy and the pleasant, but if you get an upside down card, if you get a reverse card, it has a reverse meaning. And it's the same thing with runes. They also have adverse meanings. They're not always happy. They're just not always happy. I recommend when you have runes or tarot cards that you have a cloth that you use of some sort to read on. It's my recommendation. It doesn't mean you have to do it that way. You do what feels best to you, but I always feel that I need something to place them on. I don't like to... I always find myself looking at the picture instead of looking at the camera. Do you notice that? It's a bad habit, and I don't know why I do it. Anyway. And then I have my tarot cards. And these are the Gilded Tarot deck. And I think I have other decks. I don't have a ton of decks because I feel like when I'm drawn to one, it's enough. This deck I've had for, oh my, I think I got it in 2009, I believe. So 10 years. And this deck is beautiful on every side, but that is not why I got it. A friend of mine had this deck, and we read cards together. They're beautiful. It's just a beautiful deck. They have beautiful artwork, but that's literally not why I got it. I got it because a friend of mine had it, and we would read cards together. She was, I was a positive reader, and she was the opposite. Not a negative reader, but she was very, I don't know the word to use. She's not negative, that's not what I'm trying to say. But I was a very, what you can do to really improve and be happy and that type of thing. And she was very, if you don't, that kind of thing. And so we worked well together. We did readings together, which is not heard of very often. Anyway, we did really well together doing those readings, and this is the book that comes with the deck. Anyway, it was her deck, and I couldn't read cards after that. I couldn't go back to my own decks. So I bought that deck, and boom, I was reading cards again. I'm an intuitive reader. I don't use a book. I have a lot of success behind my readings. I do very well at it, and I'm really confident at it. So, and I give that to Spirit. It's not me. I'm not good at it. Spirit is good at it. My ancestors, my spirit guides, they come through me and they tell me what to say. They show me the meaning of the cards. It's an intuitive thing. It's not me. It's Spirit. And so I don't take credit for that. At any rate, that's my divination box that I'm willing to show. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to speak with you soon. Please hit like, please subscribe. I would love to show you more, and I'd love for you to be along for the ride. If you have any comments or any requests for videos or anything like that, please leave them in the comment section. Show me, tell me your favorite form of divination. I would love to have a discussion going and hear about what you like to do and what your favorite is and your favorite deck. Maybe a video response would be great too. Tag me in that, and I would love to hear from you. At any rate, I hope you had a great time. You are all divine, sacred beings of love and light, and I hope to hear from you soon. Have a good day.